I saw a woman when the Lord revealed to me in the form of this, as this eagle was taking me in the realm of the spirit. I saw a woman. She was like an ex-politician that ran for vice presidency, and I saw her becoming a huge influence in America. I saw her getting a voice again. It's as if like they rebirthed this woman again. And it's like the cause for it is like, it's not good. It's not good. So we need to pray. The cause behind for this woman is not good. Mind you, she was a woman who ran as a vice president. There was a much older man that ran against a certain leader who won in 2009. Yes. And that this leader that lost partnered with a certain woman. Something in the area, I won't give you too much of the name, but she connects with the name of Sarah, like Sarah in the Bible. I'll leave it at that. She'll become an influence where people like, oh, she's the one we're waiting for. She's not the one you're waiting for. You tell me again. Hallelujah. Third,
In the Senate today, he's the first US president to be impeached twice, and it's the first time such a trial has been held against a former president.
Trump's lawyers say supporters of the former US president who stormed Congress in Washington, D.C. on the 6th of January did so of their own accord. Sarah Palin, former Republican vice presidential candidate, Trump supporter, joins us now from Alaska. Very good morning to you. A number of those who have been charged do say that they were motivated by Donald Trump, that they were there at the request of Donald Trump, that they were there. For instance, Jenna Ryan says Trump, what's the words? She asked Trump for a pardon because she claimed to have been following the president's instructions. Now, that is quite a damning indictment of the president. Do you think it might lead to him being convicted?
The president told those who are attending the rally to go protest peacefully and patriotically and legally. So so these idiots who did storm the Capitol, and now they're blaming the president for their own actions. I think that's a symptom of a societal problem where people just cannot take responsibility for their stupid and criminal acts.
They were told,
to take responsibility, though. He's the one who told them that they should go up to the Capitol, that he would walk with them, that they had to show strength, and that they had to be strong, and they had to take back their country, and that the election was stolen.
Yeah, go break laws, people. Go act like idiots. Go vandalize our own, the people's. Yeah, right. No, he didn't say anything of the sort. But yeah, people who now are looking to blame someone. Well, isn't it convenient? Because the media has made it sound like the President Trump had instigated or certainly encouraged criminal activity, which is bull. Also, you have to remember that those who were these rioters, and again, they were horrible, and it was a horrible act. They were there already. So many of them were. They weren't like standing in the back of the rally, rooting on patriotically a president's speech. No. They knew what they were going to do. They were going to storm the Capitol and be jerks.
Yeah, the reason they were going to the reason, Sarah Palin, they were going to do that is because the president, ever since the result of a fair democratic election, had perpetuated an absolute lie that there had been widespread fraud, which has never been proven at all. It didn't exist. He whipped his mob into a frenzy. He told them to stop the steal. And as the elected officials in Congress were actually ratifying the election, he ordered them to march down to the Capitol and stop the steal. And yeah, some of them may have just got the wrong memo, but you know what? It sounded to me like the president wanted to stop the steal, as he put it, and stop the democratic election being ratified. That, I'm afraid, is a criminal action, isn't it?
Why are you generalizing, though, and making it sound like it was this entire crowd that was so excited?
Because I saw thousands of people. Sarah, I saw thousands of people. I'm not generalizing. We all saw the scenes.
You did generalize.
I watched thousands of people.
You made it sound like it was the entire crowd.
No, I watched thousands of people storming into the Capitol. We all watched it with our own eyes. It was one of the most grotesque...
But it wasn't the entire crowd, right?
OK, I'm talking about the thousands who did. And there's no question, they were whipped up to do so because they believed their president, who told them the election had been stolen, fraudulently stolen. That was a lie, wasn't it?
The president has been insisting, so many Americans have been insisting that our elections are run legally and transparently. And when there were shenanigans, obviously, in so many of the polling areas, the president has insisted that we look into where all these votes had come from.
Yeah, but the election wasn't stolen, was it, Sarah Palin? Let's be honest. Let's be clear. The election was won.
There were shenanigans.
Sarah, the election was...
You know how...
The election was won. Let me just say something.
And there always is.
Sarah, the election was won. The election was won fair and square by a thumping win by Joe Biden. Do you accept that?
I want to see that our elections and every polling place is run cleanly. Now, I was a governor.
The question was, do you accept the election victory by Joe Biden?
This is crazy. If you guys invited me to come on, let me finish,
it's just that you didn't answer that part of the question.
You didn't answer my question.
Susie,
if you want to
finish, okay?
Why don't you answer the question?
Finish. Now, I'm talking about clean elections, and I know that shenanigans do take place in elections. As a governor, I witnessed that also, and we were always having to crack down through Division of Elections and the Lieutenant Governor's office.
Can you answer the question,
the bureaucrats who are in charge of it? Because, for instance, we had Barack Obama's right-hand man.
Let's not talk about Obama. He hasn't been. Obama's not been in office for 4 years. Sarah, you can't filibuster us. Now, listen, let's go back to the question. The question was, do you accept that Joe Biden...
Okay, let's go back to the question.
Let me ask you a question, and you answer my question. Look, did Joe Biden...
Let's go back to the first question.
Did Joe Biden win... Did Joe Biden... Let me try and answer a question.
The topic of the rioters on the Capitol.
Did Joe Biden win the election?
Can we please finish what the topic? Why did you just skip on over that?
Because it's at the heart of the issue, isn't it?
The president, who is facing impeachment, if he was solely to blame for these criminals and their acts.
I believe he was to blame for the criminals, but I'm asking you, Sarah Palin, whether you believe Joe Biden won the election.
Well, evidently he did, because he's sworn in as our president, but no one will convince me, nor anyone else with common sense and a sense of justice. No one will convince us that there were not shenanigans going on.
What were the shenanigans? Explain to me what the... given that nobody has...
Nobody can argue the numbers. You can argue against the politician, but you cannot argue against the facts.
Given that nobody has produced any facts to prove there was widespread fraud in the election, do you have it now? Can you show us? Can you tell me what...
No.
Where's the fraud?
Stop. Now, don't